Donald Trump was so irate following Kamala Harris's acceptance speech on night 4 of the DNC this past Thursday that immediately after she finished speaking, he picks up his cell phone, calls into Fox News, and of course they take the call, but things immediately went off the rails when Donald Trump started attacking Fox News host Martha MacCallum because, as Trump views it, MacCallum is actually the one living in an alternative reality, based in false statistics and fake polls and all that nonsense. So here's how this happened. Martha MacCallum, having Trump on the phone, of course, they didn't seek him out. I want to make that abundantly clear. They did not reach out to Donald Trump. He got so mad watching her speech, which, by the way, he posted about it 40 times on Truth Social during the 37-minute speech, but he was still so angry about it, needed an audience, needed people to react to him. He calls into Fox News. They didn't call him. And so MacCallum asks him, quote, "Let me ask you this, sir. There has been a huge appeal and momentum for women voters. She's trying to pull the youth vote, the Hispanic vote, the black vote back in her direction. Polls show that she's having some success in that at this point. So what are you going to do? What's your strategy to rebuild the momentum that you had with those voters?" You know what? Before I even read what Trump said, I have to correct everything that Martha MacCallum said here. She first says that Harris is having some success. She is having overwhelming success. She has increased her lead with each and every one of those demographics, women voters, Hispanic, black, Gen Z voters. All of her leads with those groups have expanded all of them technically in double digits. All of them in the double digits. So to say that that is some success is a wildly inaccurate claim and a false setup to this question. Not to mention, she's acting like Donald Trump ever had a lead with these people in any of these demographics, which he never did. There was never a point where Donald Trump was leading in any of those demographics, ever. So it's beyond infuriating that she sets it up as if, hey, Trump, you were winning with these groups. Now she's taken away a little bit of your support. No, Democrats were always winning with it, and now they're running away with each and every one of those groups, just to set the record straight. But I'm not the only one that was pissed off at her question. Trump was also super pissed at her question, responding by saying this: "No, she's not having success. I'm having success." Again, the man is a child. She's not having success. I'm the successful one. Me. I'm doing great with Hispanic voters. I'm doing great with black men. I'm doing great with women because women want safety. They want safety and they don't have safety. Good fucking God, dude. 3 times in one sentence you're using the same word? God almighty. When they have somebody allowing 20 million people into our country, many of them very dangerous people. No, it's only in your eyes that they have that, Martha. We're doing very well in the polls. We're leading in most of the polls, and in the swing states, we're leading in almost every one of them. Whew. Literally every single thing he said is false. Every single thing that Donald Trump said in that response that I just read to you was false. None of it's true. You're not winning in any polls. Even the Rasmussen polls that skew to the right show you losing, not just nationally, but now in the swing states. The only swing states where you still have a slight advantage are Arizona, and you're tied in Georgia. You're losing North Carolina, losing Michigan, losing Pennsylvania, losing Wisconsin, losing Nevada, losing Minnesota. You're losing. You're a loser. And Fox News knows it. So after Donald Trump had his little meltdown there, calling out the host and say, "It's only in your eyes, Martha," the host decided it was time to end it. And they said, of course, we've got to end this because we've got to go to Greg Gutfeld's show. So they said, thank you, bye. And then Gutfeld started. And this is where things get hilarious. Because as Gutfeld started, Greg Gutfeld said, quote, "That wasn't my fault, Donald Trump." The that they had to cut him off. And then Gutfeld said, he's still talking, by the way. Meaning that Gutfeld was saying that Donald Trump is still on the phone ranting like a lunatic, but nobody is listening to him. Now, that was in fact a joke, but because we don't have ears like the producers do to see if that phone line was still active, it may have been true. Donald Trump may have still been there talking because we know he had more to say. And you know how we know that he had more to say? Because as soon as he got off with Fox News, at whatever point that was, what did he do? Did he put his phone down and walk away and go have some McDonald's? Nope. He ended that call and then called up Newsmax, got on their airwaves, and started ranting even more about how much he hates absolutely everything in the world. So this man was so starved for attention, so desperate to get his voice heard by millions of people, because obviously he knows that that's not going to happen on Truth Social. That platform is basically got one foot in the grave at this point, both in terms of stock price and, of course, in terms of active users. So he wanted people to listen to him. So he calls in unasked to Fox News. They cut him off after he has a meltdown and attacks the host. He then gets mocked by the next Fox show that comes on the air. So he's probably steaming at that point. Picks up the phone, calls into Newsmax, and continues ranting like a lunatic. But there's something I want everybody to think about here. As I said multiple times throughout this segment, they didn't ask him to come on these shows. They did not reach out to him. The producers were not trying behind the scenes to make this happen. He did it on his own, and of course, they gladly accepted him. They had other plans for their shows. This is not what they were going to do, which of course means one thing. They didn't want to talk to Donald Trump. Now, I have done many TV hits, many podcast hits, all that stuff over the years, and I can tell you, I don't ever just randomly call in. Like I've been doing News Nation with Dan Abrams. I don't ever just hop on Zoom and join his show just because I feel like I have something to say. If they want me, they reach out to me. And these producers for both Newsmax and Fox News did not reach out to Donald Trump. He reached out to them. He wasn't wanted, but of course, when he offers, they will gladly accept because God knows you don't want to piss him off because then he'll get on Truth Social, trash your network, and hurt your feelings and all that horrible stuff, right? Trump was not only angry about the success of the DNC, he called into both of these shows because his feelings were hurt that nobody reached out to him to come on the shows to talk about how much he hated the DNC. This was more about his crushed ego than his anger about what happened with the Democrats this week. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.